Welcome back from the break. You are watching Mantalk here on KTN Home. Let me tell you guys, this conversation is heated even off camera. Shout out to all our cameramen here with us today. Dennis, we watch, my producer Purity, and our special guest Viv in the background. And we are talking about financing your woman, your lady, before you marry her. And after you marry her when she's your wife. How does that work out? Now, just before the break, we were discussing which things are okay to finance when you're just dating, when she's your girlfriend, and which things are you're comfortable financing when she's your wife, because like Steve said, then it is our money, it is our home, and things are very different. And then just before we broke for the break, Steve was letting us know that just the same way that women are seen, uyalioleka, ameomoka sana kapoa na vanga nguo poa, naonekana hata ameadd ka weight sababu anakulanga breakfast, lunch and dinner and 4 o'clock tea and all that good stuff. But then we should also do the reciprocal for men.
For men, yeah.
Because men get married and you said some of them, they have gray hair.
Getting old at 35.
Oh no.
It's just,
And because of financial stresses and
Yes.
because of, people not being happy in marriages.
Yes.
Now, just before or rather during the break, we were chatting about, as a man, if you're giving money to somebody you're dating or you're giving money to your wife, there should be intention behind it, because money can be very emotional. Hata kama uta loan your wife, or it's a wife loaning their husband. We have seen marriages break because of money.
Yes.
Somebody feels you're not responsible spending the money. Somebody
Yeah.
feels maybe all their inheritance was eaten or something.
Yeah.
Somebody feels that they have gotten a financial burden
Yes.
rather than prosperity within the marriage.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I want to ask, should there be a method that men use when giving money to a girlfriend or to a wife so that you're happy either way?
Mm-hmm.
Kama unapatia kwa biashara, unapatia kwa education, labda ataenda fail, atapass, ama ni business utampatia, labda business is sink. Maybe you gave money for a restaurant before COVID hit.
Yes.
Then COVID hit, so the money is sunk.
Yes.
And so that you don't fight in your relationship, what advice do you have for men when they're giving that money? How do you give no patina roho safi?
Okay.
Sam, I'll start with you.
Okay. So one of the things I always say, a house is built by wisdom, established by understanding.
Yes.
And of course, the rooms are filled with precious riches by knowledge. 3 things: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Yeah.
So of course, knowledge is the information on how to run a relationship.
Okay.
And of course, understanding the information, and wisdom is the application of the information that you have understood. Now, one of the things I say is it's good for a woman to understand when you come together, now you're growing together. And you should apply a lot of wisdom in everything that you're doing. One of the interesting things, that's why I'm so keen, and that's why I love some of the teachings from the Bible.
Yeah.
There's one, it talks about a wise woman does not cause her husband to go for spoil.
Okay.
What that means is it does not cause the husband to spend money where it's not necessary. You see, like what Steve is talking about, the friend being in a situation where he's spending money, he's buying houses for the mother-in-law.
That's why I don't know why he's building houses for mother-in-law. Brother-in-law.
So,
mother-in-law, maybe then you can explain. Brother-in-law. My brother-in-law. Be in love there, please, I beg.
So one of the things that, you see, that is an issue of the woman. Not understanding that the man's money is now mine. Because when you come together, everything becomes one.
Yeah.
It's not, in fact it says, and two shall become one. It talks in flesh, which means your thinking, your way, your habits, your structures, your decisions become one. And in fact, I always advise people, if you are getting married, get a joint account.
Okay. Hey.
Get a najua Steve hapa analeta
Hata
shida.
mimi niko na
Get
kitu ya kusema
a
na
joint
hiyo.
account.
Wow.
Get a joint
Then
account.
this is what you do. All the money that comes, it's like a company. A family
Right.
is like a company.
Yeah.
All the money comes to the main account.
Yes.
Then pay yourself salaries. You say, now this month tumeingiza 150,000.
Yes.
Now you as a wife will take 20. Na mimi 20.
Uh-huh.
Then we have some expenses to cover easy nini. We
Yeah.
take this. Everything is covered from the main account.
Okay.
That way hiyo pesa anataka akitaka kwenda salon aende sijui wapi
Yes.
aende azitumie abaie brother in law gari, let her use her money ile salo. But your main account, if you need to make a decision, sit down together because you're one and plan and say, this is what we need to do. We need to invest some money into this. And also trying to also look at this. There's a class we are doing with my wife. It's called Couples and Money. It's a very interesting class.
Ah, nice. Okay.
And they first teach you about perceptions that you come into about money, how you know
Yes.
money. Because sometimes people know that if you look at the motivations behind money, why are you looking for this money? There's
Yes.
someone who wants the money so that they can build their mama house.
Right.
There's someone who wants the money so that they can prove to other people
They have money.
that they have money because maybe they came from a background of poverty.
Yeah.
There's someone who wants the money because they want probably to just feel nice or have, feeling the status.
Soft life.
That kind of stuff. So understanding your perceptions about money while you are coming into the relationship. Then looking at your personality traits. Now, this is interesting. Each and every one of us has a trait.
Yeah.
I think there are 4 main ones. There's a sanguine, there's choleric, there's I think there are about 4 of them.
Yeah.
And each trait has a different way in which they spend money. So like cholerics, people like me are more of spenders. Like if I see something, an idea, I just want to jump into it very fast.
Right.
Now my wife is a melancholic. This one takes time before she even decides to spend the money.
Yes.
And she's very detailed. When it comes to budgets, she's very detailed.
Yeah.
For me, I do what I call guesstimations.
Yes.
So if I want to plan something, I
Like,
have to guess. Naona kama itachukua
ita.
kama mabati hivi before 4,000.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
so understanding those
Your own money
differences
personality.
and understanding this is what you know about money and this is how you spend money. If you give each and every one of us here 50,000, we'll spend it differently.
Yeah, very true.
Based on our personality traits. So those are some of the things I think as a couple, when you come together, understand that this is how you're going to spend the money, and these are your weaknesses when it comes to money, and these are your strengths when it comes to money. So like when it comes to budgeting, she does the budgeting at home because she's more detailed. For me, I'll spend everything.
Yeah.
But I'm also very good when it comes to starting up new ideas because
Yes.
it's a strength and you need to bring all these strengths together so that they can complement each other.
Are you saying that when you're dating somebody, if she's not a bit difficult, if you guys never fight over anything, yani anasemanga tu yes kenye unatakanga, ukimwambia be on time, do this, do that, and nyumba inakwanga. If this woman doesn't have any maybe say she never talks back or she never has another idea or she won't
not like that.
Or you can never be wrong in her eyes, then there's a question mark.
It's also the way you present yourself. Maybe you're a fun person, you like unapenda kucheka na watu. Hata behave tu na wewe vile unabehave vingi, but not too far. They will, when again you realize if you're making this much money, it means you're smart.
Right.
You can tell fake from real.
Yes.
But so they just play your game. Unaona wakosana nawe kidogo wakijua uta beg back. They know how your texting game is. They know how they will talk to you in order to get you mad, so that when they are mad you can incentivize them with some cash or something.
Right.
It's just a game. It's like
now,
a game
Steve,
to them.
I know that you're not married.
Yeah.
So in this game that you might be playing at the moment with some people, how does a man identify this one is here for the long haul, this one actually wants to marry me, and this one is playing a game?
Nowadays you just never know.
You pray.
Unaomba tu.
Unaomba.
Like umejua hata wewe unajua, like you have your friends who are chicks. Jamaa kona do, Steve kona do. Sijui nani ametuta out kona do. But then there is maybe Ian or somewhere akomali amekwambia kuja for nyumba kuja to watch movie, but now Steve is calling me Kiambu Road, West wapi. Then Steve jua anabai maboti. Unaona? Akona pesa. Unacheki. Every time uko na Ian na Steve amepiga, utaacha Ian juu Steve akona pesa.
Right.
It's a game. It's a game. When you have money, you tend to attract a lot of phonies.
Yes.
True.
Can I add on to what he's saying? I think if we look at like his story, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And very depressing for that man.
Extremely.
Yeah, and if you put yourself in his shoes, it would be very difficult.
Especially if you were bragging.
Exactly.
No, bragging. Ulikuwa kuita ukiambia kila mtu sasa wanakuangalianga wanauliza alienda wapi?
Exactly. But I think we should look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's easy to just focus on the money and think the girls are just keen on the money. It's just that that's the most evident one. But the truth is, the root issue is identity crisis.
Okay.
You see, if you look at these stories, one thing is similar. Mm-hmm. They are dealing with very young girls. They're talking of early 20s. Those stories are not so common with girls who are in their 30s or in their 40s. Mm-hmm. Now, what happens is, while a girl, especially who is in campus, and I think someone kept saying, don't date someone who is under 25.
Right.
Because they are still evolving, they are still maturing, there's still an element of them where their life goals right now will not be the same while they're in their 30s. The other day, my wife was telling me about something that there's a girl, she wanted to become a doctor. By the time she was hitting 30, now she wants to do pig farming. Now, what happens is this.
And medical school is expensive.
Yeah, exactly. And it confuses this person. So, understanding that you are dealing with a very young person, and this person has still not found herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what is her real identity. So, in between her confusion of finding her identity, you get confused there as well. You're investing in confusion. So, as a man who is keen, first work on ensuring that this girl you're investing in, her identity is up to par.
Right.
Whatever she wants is exactly what she will be later on.
Yes, yes.
Now, once that is done, I think you'd have those challenges. And
okay, let me just say one thing. First of all,
yeah,
girls in their 30s, the good ones are already married. Wametolewa kwa market. Wenye wamebaki, yao wenye walikuwa nasumbua akiwa 20.
I'll actually say this. They're not actually married. They've already made a choice.
Right.
Yes.
The ones who are early in their 20s, they are still not sure.
Yeah. But guys, I will tell you this, because I have friends who are ladies who are over 30. Not all of the good ones are taken, or like you're saying, out of the market, because now times are changing. So you have the investment in your career. Even men, you're getting married later, because some courses are quite long in university. So these days you're not finishing at 24, 25. Some people are finishing at 27, 28. Maybe even when you can afford to go to school pays a big factor. Then now when people are dating, they're a bit more fearful. People are dating for a bit longer than they used to before they get married. So you do actually have a number now of women who are in their 30s who are now starting to look for their husband. They're realizing, oh my gosh, I concentrated so much on my career. If I had a crazy job where I worked very many hours, I only had time maybe for family. So I never actually really dated. So now when I'm looking for somebody, so Steve, don't worry. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is there's good girls in their 30s who are still in the market.
I have a few numbers. I can pass them.
No, thank you. No.
Now, there is a very wonderful song. We play it a lot actually on Vibes Radio. Stella Wango, Fresh Mamburi song. And he talks about Stella, who was his girlfriend, who he loved so much. You know, they had a bright future ahead of her. Then she's privileged and blessed enough to get an opportunity kwenda Maju to study. So she goes abroad to study, but he helps her because they are both financially struggling. They help each other. He helps her raise money. He contributes. He helps her get money for the ticket to be able to go and study abroad. So she goes and studies. And he believes the relationship, you know, she's coming back. We're going to build this thing. It's going to be amazing. I'm so happy for her. She got a chance to go abroad. You know, this will be my babes who studied out there and everything. Now, as the story goes, Stella Wangu alirudi after 3 years. But he comes to the airport, squad deep. He has some of his uncles, you know, his friends that knew her. We're going to pick up this girl. It's happened. She's coming back. And she gets off the plane and comes out at baggage claim. And she has a child with her who is of the color of the people in that country where she was studying, not the color of the people or rather Freshly Mombuli's color,
Yes.
let me say. And so in the song, he sings about the loss and how sad it was and how shocking it was. That is how she returned, and that's how the relationship came to end. And it's actually quite amazing. Every May 5th, I think is usually the date that he references in the movie. It's a big anniversary in Kenya. Everyone plays the song. Guys call him for interviews. They try to find Stella as well. Like here, Stella is actually married. She's settled, happy in her own family. Same with Freshly Mamburi. Obviously, it's very many years later. But such a story. Are such things still happening? Are people still, like, I guess I'll put it in quotes, it's a bad way to say it, but are people still getting duped in that way, just as the story that Ian
people
tells?
don't learn.
Every day.
It never stops.
So is it that men love blindly and love so hard that you're
It's
not
not
able
like,
to
it's
see?
not, okay, one thing I can say is sometimes it's not the intention of the woman to do that. Is from the beginning.
True.
An opportunity presents itself maybe during your time. Yeah, I had a friend of mine was married for 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah, one day alikuja akapata watoto wamekaa pale, vitu za bibi yake zote haziko.
Oh no.
No, she left. Where did she go? To India to work. And you know what women go to do in India, yeah? So this, sorry to say, but this, my friend attempted suicide like 4 times.
Oh no.
And 9-year-old kid and 7-year-old kid, all daughters. Umejua daughters na mothers.
Yeah.
And they're young like that.
Yeah, as a man you'll be left with them. Hata unaangalianga unashinda sasa tutaanza wapi?
Unaona, like kuna vitu zingine zina happen. So things just happen. These people used to love each other. From high school, they'd been together. Unaona, but then something just happened. An opportunity presented itself to the woman. Then she left.
Yeah.
See, such kind of things happen. It's not that the women plan it.
Yes.
Or the men are stupid, but you're just like, I'm now comfortable. It's been 9 years. Let me be comfortable in my relationship. So all of a sudden,
you get a surprise.
Boom.
Even 9 years later, you can get a surprise. I mean,
Yes.
marriages are breaking even after
Yeah.
20 years,
Yeah.
even after. People are maybe not happily married, but because you have children and you've created a structure, you guys just stay in that structure like zombies. Then when the kids leave, whether it's 25 years later, you realize you can't stay with this person.
Exactly.
So those people are getting divorced a lot. And during this pandemic period, it's been really crazy for couples because they were genuinely stuck together.
Found,
yeah.
So I think just from what he's trying to say about opportunities coming, in between, it's still on the issue of identity, because you make a decision very early while you still haven't found yourself. Then later on in life, you find yourself, and then you have 2 decisions to make. Either, we are in a generation that is very expressive.
Yeah.
Either decide to express yourself and follow your heart, or you decide to persevere in your situation.
Right.
So most people are persevering. If people would express themselves and be real with themselves, they'll not be in those marriages they're in right now.
Wow.
So that's what happens.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit as we finish up about the transactional bit. Ian, you touched on it a little bit, which is even in a marriage, even in a relationship, even if you're like, oh, this person loves me, they say it's unconditional or whatever, there is the transactional bit of men who control the finances in a relationship, then control the say in a relationship. Steve touched on it. If the man who then provides everything, as a woman, aujai uliza na ukaambiwa no, then if he says this is the way, then you must condone and you must follow the route, because this is the person that financially provides. And it's the opposite now with women as well. Finances are power in a relationship. So if the woman is the one who has the finances, then she's also the one who has the say-so. But if a marriage is to last, and correct me if I'm wrong, that can't be how it is. Because if you are married for 20-something years, there's a chance that comes that the man might be down financially. You never know what will happen. There's a chance that will come that the woman will be down financially. So you can't have such a huge power shift in a marriage if it's always money. It means you guys are destined to break up. So what would you guys give as advice for couples that are about to get married, are about to go down that road? And you don't want them to break up because of this money thing. And money challenges will come. That is for sure.
They say money is the source of problems. And it is a very tricky thing. But you've said there might be a time when the man is down and the wife has money. Let's say, for example, during the COVID time, the husband probably could have lost his job, but the wife is there, the wife has a job. She can support you. So I don't believe it is something that as a man you should have power or everything, should be a 50-50 thing. You understand? It's like when you have money, you have the bargaining power. So it is something that both of you should contribute to. Everybody should have a say. This you can, just like Sam said. Sam talked about having a joint account. So it is something that both of you can sit down and decide how to run transactions in the marriage and so forth. So it is not just about, as a man, you're not supposed to probably be the one who runs the show when it comes to financial issues, because what happens when you're down and your wife can't.
Would you be comfortable with a joint account arrangement with somebody you're dating to marry or somebody you just married? Would you be like, yeah, let's put all our money in one account? Yeah.
But again, okay, it's a good thing. Sam is married. Speaking from, yeah, it could be a good thing. But again, just like I began by saying, money is the source of problems. Now, let's say, for example, we do have a joint account. Like you said, you give 20,000. Let's say, for example, when a time comes when you guys have probably, let's say, 1 million or 1.5 million, and problems start arising in the marriage. Now, everybody wants that money. You cannot tell me today, you guys, when problems arises, you will have to sit down and say, now, tugawi pesa, 750. Everybody
tuko na mobile banking apps, mtu ataitoa tu choboa hivi.
That is where the problem will come in.
Right.
But I don't think it's a bad idea. It's a good idea. I'm still a young man, but it's a good idea.
Cautiously.
It's very tricky.
What I think about sharing
accounts
and money, I think first of all, before you go into marriage, financial freedom is key. Yeah, you need to have your own money. You need to have your own money. Mkiingia pale hakuna mtu wako juu ya mwingine. Financial freedom is everything.
Right.
Yeah, and if you are doing something joint, do it for the kids, not for you too. Mkieka hapa mkikosana aje, hii trust fund ya watoto. Wacha tukosane, si uko na pesa yako kwa account yako, si uko na yako. Hii nyumba tutulipa pamoja, itabaki ya watoto. Umejua? There are things like that. You can base your finances on your kids instead of on your own self.
Yeah.
Have your own financial freedom.
Yeah.
Kwa na account yako mahali ataka nika Cayman feature.
Something,
Pia wife, have your own, unacheki,
Yeah.
have your own account somewhere. Usiende tu kwa marriage unaambiwe toka, ushinde utaenda wapi.
That's true.
Unaona? Because hauna do.
Yeah, and fights happen.
Yeah. Hata if you buy a house, tukibuy nyumba ya kwanza, iko kwa jina ya family, like if it's in my name, it's the family's name. But hiyo nyumba ya pili, eka hata kwa jina ya wife. Unacheki? Au jina ya watoi. Just have financial freedom when you're making decisions about finances in the family. It's easier. It will be one less problem in a marriage.
Yes.
Finances.
And I think also there's a tip, guys. When you're opening a bank account, you can have either to sign,
or
one
both
to sign, or both to sign.
Yes.
Kama ujui wa mtu vizuri sana, the way Ian is saying, you can put both to sign. That way no one can ever transact without the other one knowing. So there's functions with all these platforms, all these banks, all of them have functions that can work to your benefit. Unfortunately, it is time for the episode to close, but of course, before we go, I know Ian had a final point to give, so we can kick it off with you, and then you can tell everybody where they can find you on your socials, so if they have any questions, they know where to reach you.
You can find me on Instagram at I am Keitani, on Twitter at Ian Keitani.
Sam West, your motivational speaker, where can people come to get motivated?
Awesome. Sam West KE on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, I'm on TikTok.
Nice. Steve, where can people find you and tell us about Proactive, what time you're on air?
Okay. On Instagram is just Steve Ligami, Facebook same, Twitter same. I'm on Proactive Radio, www.proactiveradio.com. Alafu pia niko Triple P TV every Friday from 10 to midnight. That's the Banje show. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I manage artist, talent, I do marketing, PR, all that stuff.
You now have all their handles, so you can message them and ask them questions. Sam is married, Ian and Steve are single, but they are single and searching. They're in the market. Let me not say they're in the streets. They're not in the streets, they're in the markets. So you can reach out to them. I've been your host, Susan Jorge, and you can find me at Surah Common everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. At Surah_Common is where you'll find me, and you can use the text line on the screen, 22151, if you want to reach out to us as KTN Home. See you guys next week, same place, same time.